Maddie is dead and dying. Down and dying and dead. If anyone else ends up dead or dying, blame the margarita. Sorry. All right, shall we?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. So, goodness gracious. After your whirlwind few days in the colorful city of Port Hope, you've now traveled for 4 days south, almost 80 miles up the river Shoshone Star, deep into the jungles of Krazik. Your guide, Azaka Stormfang, leading your party towards your first safe haven on your journey to an oracle deep in the jungles. That pit stop being Camp Righteous, camp held by an order of holy warriors from across the sea, known as the Order of the Gauntlet, brought to Krazik by an order of the merchant royals to help contain and quell the threat of the undead plaguing the jungle. That stop kind of comes along the river Shoshone Star, which you are journeying down. Thus far, you've encountered relatively few dangers on your jungle journey, most recently coming across a mated pair of fearsome four-armed primates known as Grions that were taking refuge in what Azaka later informed you was a fallen shrine to the god known as Uptau. After violently evicting the current residents, you found your first cache of Krazikian loot hidden amongst the ruins. The most interesting bit being a simple yet seemingly accurate map scrawled on a piece of worn parchment with a few new/unknown locations marked upon it. And then you set up camp using the ruins as some light cover from the jungle and started up your rests. And as is tradition, when Connor is gone, I have a small little blurb prepared for Maddie. So I'll just give a little quick rundown of that as we, maybe you guys overhear it as you're getting ready for the campsite. We just kind of watch on. Maddie's very silent. Maybe you just can't see her part of the conversation. But during that first part, as the sun's beginning to set, we see Maddie kind of sitting on the side, and she's approached by Zendala, who, if I remember right, kind of talks like Sarah talks sometimes. So Zendala walks up to Maddie and, Maddie, nice work. Before, it takes a lot of confidence to charge right up to a monstrosity that stands near as tall as if, well, Tiny were riding atop Gamos. Without giving a second thought, you ran in there. It was quite impressive. I'd just like to thank you for being willing to be my rowing partner throughout the days. I know I'm probably the least confidence-inducing member of this small group when it comes to physical strength. I hope I'm not proving to be much of a bother. I know we've been at a pretty breakneck pace these last few days, and with all the rain and Azaka keeping on us about the dangers out there, we haven't really had much time to speak, and I know you've had your eye on my little Summer here since the first day you saw him. She kind of says that and extends her arm, and we see this red pseudo-dragon kind of start to float down from the canopy above and lands kind of on her shoulders. And as she kind of extends her arm out to Maddie, the dragon kind of walks down her shoulders and over to Maddie to greet her, and Maddie puts out her arm and climbs onto Maddie. He's a magnificent creature, aren't you, Summer Ice? She gives him a little like scratch and pulls out like a sugar cube from her pouch and starts feeding it to him. Summer isn't one to let most folks he doesn't know see him, so he must see what I see in you. Is that it, Summer? You can tell Maddie is special, can't you? She laughs and gives him another pat down his back. I'm just happy that you agreed to have me along, and I know finding anyone out here is kind of like finding a needle in the haystack. But really, the only way to find that needle is to get into the hay. So this is the best chance I got. Anyways, if you ever need anything from me, even if it's just simple as having a small chat one-on-one with another, just know I'm here. And Zendala kind of gets up and starts putting together the camp after having a nice little conversation with the young Maddie. And that is kind of what happens before you guys start to bed down, unless there's anything else that anyone wants to accomplish. Before the sun sets on this, your 4th day of jungle travail. Love it. Okay. The night passes mostly peacefully, but on watch 3, which, if you'll recall, is Tiny's watch for this set of nights. Tiny, I need you to roll a perception check, and I also need to know if you have dark vision.
I do not.
Wonderful. Very good. Tiny, as you're watching over camp in these wee hours of the morning, your attention kind of being drawn to all manner of like strange sounds around you. You're used to the sounds of a forest, but this jungle is a bit different. Many of these sounds you're not quite used to, even after 4 days of traveling in a jungle. But for the most part, Tiny, things seem to be going relatively smooth. Your watch is pretty easy until, that is, you notice that the dulling light of the fire slightly shifts in hue. And as you kind of focus your sight towards that kind of dim firelight to investigate further, you kind of notice that there's this very difficult to see, nearly imperceptible for someone without dark vision, this kind of creeping fog, kind of creeping across the jungle floor and obscuring parts of the fire, and it has this kind of blue tinge to it. Everyone else is sleeping. Tiny, so what do?
Everybody get up! We must go!
You all wake to a start as Tiny, calls out in the night in the middle of your camp.
Would my weapon have woken us up or no?
It would not have. I almost gotcha. But Tiny's too good for that shit. You all are woken with a start. Not surprised, however, as Tiny screams at you. But as you kind of all kind of start waking up, you too see this kind of like bluish fog crawling across the jungle floor, like through the ruins around you, and like just slowly like crawling in. What do you do?
Does it look natural, or is it like...
Make a nature check. Not sure. You're not sure. Not familiar with these jungles, Brett.
Turn to our guide. Azaka, do you know what this is?
Azaka will roll advantage. Yes. So Azaka, as she kind of like wakes to a start, if I could like make my thing work. Oh, I hate the way this search function works. So annoying. Azaka kind of like sits up to a start, and as Gamos points it out and asks her if this is like something that she knows of. And she gets up and starts like quickly, everyone get off the floor. And she starts kind of like scrambling up to get higher on the ruins around you. Don't breathe it in. This is a dangerous phenomenon in the jungle. It can give you a sickness many call mad monkey fever. And she starts like kind of clambering up and urging everyone to kind of follow suit. And she will roll what is her athletics check as she kind of climbs up and fucking falls on her ass. And anyone else that is following suit, if you would please roll an athletics check for me.
While that conversation is going on, Tiny is grabbing the small people. He's grabbing Maddie, and he's grabbing Zendala, and more or less just hucking them up.
Awesome. Okay, so I'll give Zendala advantage on her check, which she vitally needs. 14. She's good.
Can Gamos try and help Azaka up since she failed?
Yeah, she failed horribly. Gorm gets up super fucking quick. Maddie gets up there. Mythos gets up there. Gamos, I'm going to have you roll for it since she failed. It's more punishing to her. Let's see if you can help her.
Okay.
Ooh, you can. I don't know. There you go. 11. All right, so she will once again attempt. She does get up after a bit of help, kind of falling on her butt. You can see she was just like maybe like just a little too fast and a little too chaotic. Gamos and Tiny, as you kind of spent some time helping, especially with Azaka kind of falling, this mist kind of like starts going up into the air. What are you two doing?
If the mist looks like it's going up in the air, like towards our heads, towards the people that are up, we're kind of like right below them.
Yeah, so it's more looks like it's almost like it would just continue crawling, but because Azaka fell and because of all this like upward movement, it's like almost being pulled up with all the like the movement. So it's like not necessarily like advancing upon you all, but like it's a reactionary, like it's being pulled by the wind and the suction of you all moving.
Upward draft.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're not gonna mess with that. We just cast Warding Wind.
Amazing. So good. Awesome. That is dope. All right. So in lieu of making any constitution checks, as this is like getting up into the air, like Tiny sees these wisps kind of getting up near his face, and he just immediately sends out this wind that in this massive circle around your camp. You see, and all of you that are up higher kind of can see out a little bit. You can see this mist just like kind of creeping across the jungle floor. And it's like, it's odd. It's like just slowly moving across the jungle floor, but all around you, it's being buffeted away by these winds. And you can just see it kind of going around the outside and being pushed around for the next 10 minutes or so until it, what up?
Brett's going to use prestidigitation to have sparks come out of Tiny's hands as he does it, and
Amazing.
just kind of make a little show out of it.
Brett's then taking notes in his book, like, "Ooh, this could
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%.
It's good." So 10 minutes kind of go by as Tiny's just making sure all of this wind is gone, or all of this mist is gone from coming into your camp. And you've beaten my mist monster. Nicely done. But it
Once
is
had the mad fever at a nightclub in Bray after a swing up north. I don't care to have it again. So good eyes, Tiny.
as like Azaka kind of starts climbing down after it's passed and the wind is now gone. It was quick thinking. I'm sorry, I should have thought of such things. It's yes, the fever. It can affect your not only your physical but your psyche as well. Those who are treated for it back in Port Hope, some of them are quite not present in their minds. It is good that you saw that, and something from now on for everyone to keep a keen eye for. If we were all asleep, it could have been bad in the morning. Wink. She looks into the camera boulder. Winks. And then she'll basically say that everyone should get back to sleep, you fools. Get your rest. And replenish half your hit die, which I think everyone is good on that part. And the night passes and no one has to roll on Madman Fever. So everyone thank Tiny.
Yay.
Thanks, Tiny.
Good job, Tiny.
Killing it, Tiny.
Hashtag killing it. Dope perception check and warding winds. Woo!
We were ready for fog. It's the one thing he heard in the bar. Watch out for the fog. Well, all right.
It's true. Tiny did. That was kind of lucky. That was your watch. If it was the other group, it would have been Mythos and Gamos. And who knows what would have happened. Who's to say? Probably the same exact thing.
Probably drunk. Still drunk.
And then Gamos lights the air up around him with fire, and then the mad monkey mist catches on fire, and everyone burns, and then the jungle starts to burn. Something cool like that, probably. So really, we should all be mad at Tiny. How could you, Tiny? How much fun we could have all been having. Just kidding. Just kidding. All right, well, you've done it. You've beaten my one encounter that I had prepared this whole thing. So
Great session.
have a good one, guys. Bye. Just kidding. Let us see. So you begin day 5 of travel. And day 5, as you guys go down to the water and shove off, there is already kind of a rain falling. And the further out you get, the more rain begins to fall. And about halfway through the day, Azaka kind of sidelines you guys as you see the water just like rising onto the banks of the river. And she kind of pulls you over and essentially tells you this is like monsoon weather. This is when things are getting a little unsafe for travel. And you are kind of sidelined for about 4 hours until the rains die down. So you are slightly delayed, but it actually isn't too bad. But essentially, Azaka, again, kind of telling you like this is possibly like foreboding kind of thing. Like there could be more storms like this to come. They could get worse. So being along the river during like these really brutal periods of rain without like proper like planning and being ready for them could be a bit scary. So it's something that requires kind of reacting to if things get worse than they do now. But after 4 hours pass or so, you're able to kind of get back out there and continue your journey without too much of a delay. But that's all that really happens on that 5th day. Again, if there's anything anyone wants to do during these travel days, just let me know.
One of these days I would have cast Good Bearing just so I can not use hit die to regain my HPs.
Awesome. You'll love it. You'll love a little Good Berry in the morning, the evening, the afternoon, whenever. The next day, so again, you regain half your hit dice, so I think everybody should be good. Day 6. Day 6, half the day goes by without much. You see kind of far off through the jungle to the north, about halfway through the day, you see something large kind of meandering through the jungle. And after like a few tense moments, you get a better glimpse. And it is a fucking brontosaurus just kind of cruising slowly, lumbering through the jungle. Heading kind of in your same direction for a while. It's something that you guys would be able to kind of just like watch from a distance without much worry. And Azaka assures you that, this is not something scary unless you are in its path. This is kind of one of those, it eats leaves, she tells you. Not people's. But, Land Before Time shit right there. That's pretty dope. But I do have something else. What's the highest passive perception in the group?
16.
That sounds correct. Gotta check my Azaka. And I don't think Santal is very high, but benefit of the doubt. Azaka's is 15. Santal's is 13. You. Okay. So as you guys pull over for the evening after your amazingly dope encounter with a Brontosaurus, as you do, classic Tomb of Annihilation shit right there. Just see a Brontosaurus in the distance. You guys pull off and are starting to get ready for the. Oh my god, this map is really dark. Let me fix that before I put you on it. Basically, you guys pull over and start getting ready for the evening, starting to gather some things, hide your canoes, and starting to search out a nice spot to camp. And Tiny, high or low?
Hi. Wow.
Low. Tiny, roll a perception check. Oof. Things kind of just go on as they do. As you guys are kind of gathering and clearing away some stuff here on the side of the river before trying to find a spot a little further off the banks, but it is actually gonna be Mythos. Who is first alerted to a something within range. As I'll just have you all roll for a niche to start. Character sheets organized. Uh, 30 feet, correct? Mythos.
Yes, sir.
You.
I also have a pretty high passive perception for what that's worth.
You higher than old Tiny there?
What was he at?
16.
Yeah,
16.
17.
Ooh, shit. Okay. Yeah. Give me a roll. I'm gonna roll over the percent that we had. Give me a perception check.
Sep?
Yeah. Okay. So you actually get a bit of a earlier notice than even your sword could give you. If my friggin' stuff will work. There we go. Maybe it's a cracking of twigs. Maybe it is a sound. Or maybe it is the stench that you kind of pick up on, even as the wind is not favorable to you. But it's just barely not favorable to you, like a 49 on a die roll or something. Who's to say? But your attention is drawn across the river, where you see some figures moving in the night. Mythos. Those figures that will be rolling initiative for me. Here shortly, if I can organize my character sheets in a way that makes actual sense. Okay. You. And 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 you. Grant.
Don't forget to give yourself that spell back, Barlow. It's a new day.
Yeah, long rest.
Yep.
Okay. So Mythos, you are alerted first, so you've kind of got a surprise round as you see these kind of lumbering forms moving through the jungle.
He would cast Shillelagh
Dope.
and say, "Look alive, everybody. Looks like we've got some trouble across the river."
All right. And Gamos, you've been alerted.
Almost
Hop it around, baby.
hops up near instantly and looks around for what Mythos was yelling about. Does he see the things?
Yes. Even in this, what is happening with my tokies? All right, great. Yeah, you can see these forms kind of across the way as the sun is beginning to set here. But it is not totally dark yet.
And is this a river in front of me?
It is. You note that it is somewhat shallow in this region, but possibly difficult terrain as it kind of flows. In this weird thing, it technically flows from south to north. This river.
He'll stand there and then he'll hold his action to attack anything that comes within range.
Love it. It is their lovely leader's turn, who will enter and kind of fight against the current dashing to get here. But it, dash is nice and slow. Getting within 10 feet of Gamos.
Gamos is going to swing.
Heck yeah. This level, I love a gas token, so there's that for everyone to look at. 14, you say? That'll do it.
Nice.
Nice, solid strike. As this thing kind of moves across the water, just like claws out, tongue hanging, it's just like kind of lurching towards you guys, like a horrible undead creature would. Anything else, Gamos?
Nope.
Tiny.
Let's say. What's visibility? You said it's almost dark.
Yeah. There, you've got enough. You can see forms out there.
He's actually going to
Kill Maddie?
Yes.
Wow. Dark twist.
Plot twist.
That kind of...
He's actually going to try to start a fire to gain visibility for everybody, because he knows that most of us can't see very well in the dark.
Yeah. Darkness is approaching.
So he'll just right there, more or less, where that little fire thing is, kind of on the map already.
Where that little
just happens to be
fire thing is. See if they give me any illuminated tokens. That'd be really cool if they did that. Something I would just love for them to give me that. If you were an illuminated token, where would you be? Nowhere. Not the items.
Is there a torch button?
There isn't any more.
What? They got rid of it?
No, yeah, that was one of the when they changed the dynamic lighting, the torch button broke. Yeah, because of course lighting. But I swear there was like a little orb that they had. I wonder if it's like on one of the dark maps. Don't mind me, just looking for lights. I think I got one. As you all wonder what strange map I was on. Is that illuminated?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Awesome. All right, so the area all around you guys now is like kind of basking in full complement of light as Tiny gets that fire started.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Mythos.
Mythos kind of just like moving around, dancing around, having a grand old time, and comes over to Gorm and says, "Well, old man, I think those zombies insulted your honor. I think you're up." And he just slaps him on the back and uses his face step to teleport him 30 feet. As long as Gorm is cool with that, of course. He has to be willing.
Can he be willing but not really understand it?
Absolutely.
Like, just shows up there and not upset, but not having done that before, probably.
Love it.
Gorm, you are transported. Do you think is it 30 feet from my character or 30 feet from his? Do you think?
Oh, where you touch him, which could either be in your square or his. Who's to say? It's 5. It's 5 feet. So whatever. It's either next to the ghast or beyond the ghast, or
I was going to try.
Or just drowning in the river somewhere.
Yeah, why don't we put him here?
So Gorm, you are shot forward in a flurry of beautiful leaves and grapes.
That will complete his turn.
Love it. This Zomboy, which I believe you guys are very slow. 5, 15, and that's as far as you can get. Dash to get 10, and it's just kind of wading out into the water. Azaka will pull out her bow. I think she has a bow, if I remember right. She does. She will kind of go this direction. Get on this cool rock. And she'll might as well shoot at the first zombie. I think she's got a multi-attack too. So she'll fire twice. Missing. And hitting on the first with a 9. Nice. Zombies. And let's confirm that. She does not confirm with a 9. Lucky Asaka. She misses badly. Hitting in front of it in the water. Brett, it is your go.
Brett will step forward, raise out his arms, and cry out, "Fear not, everyone. Brett the Brave is here. Bask in my presence, and we shall seek victory. I will bless Mythos, Gamos, and Gorm." And then with my bonus action, I will call out to Gorm and say, "Gorm, reach for the moon. If you miss, at least you'll be among the stars." And we'll give him an inspiration die.
Wow.
Stirring stuff.
Can't wait to see how Gorm manages to miss with all these bonuses. Zendala.
Call me in half an hour when it's my turn again.
Yeah, Zendala's gonna actually just chill. Ghoul time. What's your ghoul? And they're so close to Gorm. This ghoul gets to there, and then another 15. This ghoul gets to there, and then gets all the way to there. Zombies are so slow. Gorm, it is your go. What you got?
Gorm is going to say, try not to be influenced by burnt past, but for a swift sunrise in a new land, and we'll move right in the thick of all of these. Well, no, he won't. He's just going to smack that guy. Don't know what I'm doing.
You're hashtag blessed.
Yeah, I don't have it on my sheet. Is that a D4?
Yes.
You don't need to roll it unless. Oh, are you hitting the gas or the ghoul?
This guy here.
I do need the D4 for the ghoul, for the cast.
A 12.
12 will miss.
Ooh. You do have your inspiration die.
I'm using it.
Hey!
D6.
That will hit! You needed a 1 on that. 12 points of slashing against this ghast. Lovely.
And you will see his axe shoot off a brilliant white light.
Hell yeah. Oof. That will kill? Question mark. I don't know. Yes, that would kill the ghast. I wasn't sure if he got to keep living or not. He falls into the river and his body starts slowly moving downstream.
He's going to step right up into the mix here to shield his companions.
Dope. All right, let's get some more zombies in this mix. That's as far as that one can get. That one can get there and there. Vamos.
All right. Almost moves there. And then there. And then he's going to rage, so each of these think the 4 closest to him will take the damage from the storm, and Gorm too. So these 2 ghouls, and then these 2, whatever they are, zombies.
Yeah, we got some special Tomb of Annihilation zombie tokens. Look at that. Kind of neat.
2 damage to everything at 10 feet. Fire. He raises, and then he is going to attack the ghoul to the right of Gorm.
Nice. Oh, yeah. That will absolutely hit. Just impaling this upper part of his shoulder, and this giant chunk of flesh just flies off, and then it looks at you. A bit of blood splattered kind of on its mouth and face, and it just kind of like growls this horrible growl as it stays there, still alive.
And that's it.
And then the ghast floats in the river, and it is Tiny's turn.
Oh, because it's dead. Cool. He's going to position himself there-ish in front of Zendala. And we will chill touch the most southern one. Actually, it's not what I meant. Yeah.
Nice. That will hit.
That's it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It has disadvantage, right?
It just can't regain hit points.
Oh, attack was against you.
Oh, if an undead target has disadvantage on attack rolls. Yeah.
Against you. Let's see. You. Mythos. I don't know what's up with these concentration things. I think the concentration macro is broke. Because it won't even pop up the concentration. I have to do it manually. I'm not sure what's going on. Ignore any of that until further notice. I'll turn it off. All right, you.
Whack.
22 will hit. My word. Give him a mean hit to the head.
That's what he's got.
The zomboys. This first one doesn't have to move much, so it will just go step up and slam into the goat body of Gamos, or attempt to, with 13.
Nada.
Which must be a hit, totally. Azaka will do some maneuvering and fire twice. Heck yeah. Ghouls hitting and missing. An arrow impacts that one right in front of Mythos, which kind of moves back out of the way. Brett.
Brett pulls out his loot and starts the notes of Freebird and
The crowd's here.
Yeah. And needs, I believe, everyone. Yeah, everyone. I think that will nick Gamos, but sorry. Yeah, everyone to make a Constitution saving throw as a loud ringing noise erupts from that point.
Love it.
Whew. And Gamos saves.
Nice save, Gamos. I'll do the ghouls first.
Okay.
I think Parts and Brett probably saved.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, ghoul 1, ghoul 2, and 3.
Save, fail.
Okay.
So 5, 10, 10.
Beautiful. Let me just get rid of that now. The two closest ghouls to the point of the shatter both fall into the vault.
Oh, I screwed up. This guy, the one next to Gorm, would not take any of that. I forgot that was a ghoul.
Okay.
I'm able to get the 5 main ones.
Love it. Let me do these boys.
Yep.
Even so, those two would have died even if they had taken half. So
Cool.
No worries. Just give that guy back a little health. Zombies. They have a little higher con. Let's see. 5, 6, 16, and 22.
Fail, save.
I love when the closest ones to the impact fail. Just makes the most sense.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
And then with his bonus action, he will call out to Gorm again and say, "Success is never owned; it is only rented, and the rent is due every day. This day." And Gorm is once again inspired.
I'm inspired by that. Zandala does nothing. This ghoul is dead. This ghoul is dead. This ghoul is alive and will claw out a nasty claw towards Gorm. Hiya. 17?
No.
Ow. That's all it's got. That's all it's got. That was its best chance it had, was that claw. Now it will probably die a very sad death. This zombie will use, my goodness, all of its speed to get up into Mythos's grill. And then it is Gorm's turn. In the middle there, after just batting off a zombie claw or a ghoul claw.
The one right above me is alive.
It is. It just tried to strike you, but missed. 25 will absolutely hit. Chunking off a nice large piece of flesh.
Since we're about to bed down for the night, he's going to go ahead and... oh, never mind. He has to smite to do that. He will do nothing. He will wait for his next turn.
We're all sad. We were excited. Beautiful. This thing has to use all of its movement to get up to Gamos this thing will try and slam up against. I feel like they're just like running themselves into the mass that is Gamos. Try to slam Gamos for all the 5s that I can roll. Missing, and it is Gamos' turn, and he has a lot of choices around him.
Gamos, as a bonus action, is going to reactivate his storm aura, dealing 2 damage to everybody within 10 feet of him.
You'll love to see it.
Including Gorm.
One zombie falls into the water, and it gets to make a Constitution saving throw. DC 7. And it falls under the water, and like 2 seconds later, it emerges right there in front of you at 1 hit point. Because it's a zombie, and they do cool stuff like that.
Then Gamos is going to lance the ghoul to the south of him.
Love it. That'll hit. That will hit, and that will kill that ghoul. Wow. Impressive stuff there. The bless is coming in the clutch right now.
Really working.
Tiny, what you got?
Rest in the dulcet tones of Brett's presence.
I mean, I guess we just do some more chili touching.
Love it.
Who
you after?
The one right in front of Mythos.
Nice. 10 does, in fact, get him. Wow, you guys picked the perfect time to go cold on rolls. Because these are hitting all your zombie friends with low AC. Mythos, the one in front of you, has this cold hand sitting on its shoulder.
It's very cold.
A very cold Furbolg paw. From a familiar Furbolg chili paw. 11. Look at these terrible, terrible rolls. 7 points of damage. And it too will make a Constitution saving throw. DC 12. And it does not come back up from the water as it is dead, then floating to the northern direction. This zombie will just slam into Gamos' shield. Another 5. Azaka can get a pretty clear shot there. Clear enough. See if she can poach a kill. She's feeling good. She does. Unless. Hey, my zombies are the best. My zombies are the best. So she'll shoot it again. Oh, that one's going to be harder. That one's going to be harder. That one's dead. My zombies are the worst. Brett, it is your go. You've seen one zombie get lit on fire, go under the water, emerge from the water, get hit by a bow, go back under the water, and then reemerge and finally be put down by a zombie. The rest of the zombies are weak in fortitude, it seems.
Brett's gonna sigh. This crowd's dead tonight. And
Damn.
that was great.
Damn.
And pull out his wand of magic missiles and expend 3 charges.
Love it.
And that'll fire 5 missiles. 2 at the top and 3 at the bottom.
Okay.
All right.
Those will hit.
Our top 2.
Nice.
And then bottom 3.
Nice.
Does that not kill either of them?
It does not.
Ugh.
Very close.
Can I add more charges?
No, you
I
cannot.
just wanted to end this.
You very nearly have.
All right, that's all I.
Send
All I
of
got.
them. This guy. It is Gorm's go.
He's gonna look over his shoulder and nod at Brett. And instead of running up and tagging that thing with an axe, is gonna hurl a bolt of light at the closest one to him.
Amazing. My God. Brutal. Well, its corpse continues glowing under the water, but slowly fades out because it is dead and does not get to make a fortitude save this time. As Gorm would know, because undead don't like radiant damage. Anything else, Gorm? The final zombie will slam itself into Mythos, hitting with a 22.
Do you mean Gamos?
Yes, I mean Gamos. Sorry.
Alright. I'll take my 2 damage.
Yeah, remember that face. Remember that face as you have a turn. It is your turn. That's all I can do.
Gamos is going to reckless attacks attack it. So he lurches back on his hind legs and then stomps down. Half surprised from all the glowing lights shooting around him.
Not surprised enough. Takes 8 points of damage, but does get to do a con save. DC 13. Gamos, you've done it. You bring down your lance on the final. Hooves. You bring down your hooves. I thought it was flavor hooves, and then I just read that it was actually hooves. Oh, amazing. You bring down your hooves atop this zombie's head, crushing its skull. You know it's not getting back up as its corpse and brain matter slowly float downstream. And you have defeated the undead. Your first encounter with the undead in this jungle. Nicely done.
Almost washes off his spear in the river.
Easy enough. Azaka will kind of approach and try to retrieve a few of her arrows from some of the corpses that are floating there. I didn't expect to find any this far north, but it is a small group, it seems. I have seen much larger groups of them moving through the jungles, just mainly further south. But it is not shocking for them to stray this far. Just maybe a bit surprising that they are this close to the river. She kind of pulls out an arrowhead, also washing it off in water before putting it back in her quiver.
Breaks up the monotony of the day. Always good to get the instruments out and play to the crowd a little bit, don't you think?
Yes, your instruments provided a vigor, I believe, for the strong of the group. And she kind of looks over to the group of you that were in the water.
Not just the instruments, baby. That's all Brett, and I'll throw her a wink.
Roll a persuasion check. Just want to see how old Azaka's been.
That's 18.
She gives you like this kind of like curt nod, and then I will collect firewood and make a perimeter. I'll get started on the boats. And as we begin this night, we will take a break. After another kind of long day with a few rain showers, as the sun is starting to set, you approach an abandoned riverside camp strewn with wreckage. The tents are moldy and tattered, and all the permanent structures appear to have been burned to the ground. 2 intact rowboats are tied off to a short dock. North of the camp is a ridge, built into which is an 80-foot tall stone statue, carved to look like a man with a crocodile on his back. Between the statue's feet is a stone archway leading to a dark tunnel. To the left of the statue is a crude animal pen with a small panicked bird running around inside. And otherwise, there appears to be no signs of life. Let me give you the handout. It looks, this is a nice aerial view. It looks something like that. And if you click on the image, it will blow it up.
It's creepy.
It is creepy, and it's like an 80-foot tall statue. And now I will bring you to that map so you can see from above. Okay. You guys are up in the upper left corner as you're kind of approaching this on the river. And there's some tents and stuff in the way that probably make it a little harder to see, but
but it looks like destroyed / abandoned.
Yeah. So as you kind of look, there are a lot of like tents that are just like, some of them are still kind of partially up, but a lot of them look like molded and ripped and torn. This map has some literal smoke on it, which is wild, but there is no lit fires or anything of that nature. And yeah, all the like structures that you can see that were like built out of like stone or like more permanent, they're like falling over and look totally burnt down. And most of the tents are like partially up in some areas, but you can tell there's nobody staying here, just by kind of looking over it. The only moving creature you see is that penned up bird.
We were expecting to see a thriving camp here, right?
Yeah, as far as you heard, that Camp Righteous was kind of the first landmark out here.
Yeah, because they were like trying to extend the perimeter, if you will, but that was not like, oh, we've abandoned Righteous. We're
correct. Yeah, as far as you heard, this was going to be a place that that you likely would have been able to got some like actual like shelter here, as far as you were concerned.
And we're sure this is Camp Righteous?
Looking at your map, and it is the only like noted area here. But yeah, you're not necessarily sure. Like there could be, somewhere else, but you didn't see anything until you got to this point, and this should be approximately where Camp Righteous is on your map. But yeah, it's not necessarily a guarantee.
Zaka, what's happened here?
She kind of like takes it all in. And, I have not been down this way in months, in this direction, down this river. Last I had seen that this camp was populated, in the least. It looks like they had expanded some, but she kind of looks around. Oh, why? I won't give her a roll because I've just been booted from the game. Thank you. You'll have to see it. All right. Yeah, she just kind of like looks around, takes it in. It's like, I do not know. It looks like it's been abandoned for some time. And that's kind of all she can pull just from looking at it from a distance.
And you hadn't heard anything about them moving on?
No, I have not.
Brett's gonna start poking in tents, I guess.
I want to look around a little too.
Yeah, so those of you like looking in that area, roll investigation and perception as you're kind of moving through those tents.
Can I roll survival to see how long ago this might have happened?
Yeah, survival is good. So as you guys are looking through the tents, you can see that some of them look to be like kind of slashed by like some kind of like slashing, weapon or claw mark or something. And then a lot of them have been kind of look to be starting to mildew. Gamos, as you start moving through, you can start to see like that there is some movement about the place as far as like where you can see like I don't know, like erosion and degradation in the ground in some areas. Like, as you know, the the storms roll through here and kind of wash away much, but there's still some like subtle patterns in the earth that kind of give you maybe the hint of that, like just like some of the slash marks, some of the things, like there appears to be some sort of like battle or something that happened here. Your best estimate with that 15 is that it's probably over a month ago that the last, semblance of this place being alive was. But then you see that there are actually a few like footprints and things of creatures, of animals, some large, some reptilian in nature, with claws, like predatory creatures that you can see have recently kind of moved through here within probably the last week, maybe even more recently. So you kind of start to get the sense that like something happened here within the last month on a larger scale, but it's been kind of taken up by like predators moving through here more recently.
Gotcha. You'd briefly share with those who are kind of looking around with them.
As Mythos, Brett, and then Gamos eventually kind of come up to that pen up there, you can see that it's some sort of animal pen with some sort of strange small animal, small relative. It's probably like almost 4 feet tall. It looks like that. Not with a massive orcish man on its back, but kind of a small version of this like bluish bird with this like very interesting looking beak, sharp beak. And it's just kind of like running around looking a bit confused in there, in that pen. And you can see beyond the pens this way here. There are a couple what you can tell are latrines, places to dump, if you will. Some closed doors, some private dumping areas.
Is there anything in this big tent here?
More of the same, kind of as you poke through there. There doesn't seem to be much that you pick up on. At least it's just kind of devastated, and it's just dirty and a lot of rot in that area that you guys were picking through.
I opened the pen.
Lovely. Opening the pen, and that thing just kind of like slowly wanders over and then looks at you and squawks, and then starts just kind of like slowly meandering its way through the camp.
Yep. And we don't see any like remains of bodies or creatures, right?
Yeah, as you're kind of looking through like a little maybe more intently for that specifically, yeah, you don't see any remains of anything. No signs of remains.
What are these towers?
Yeah, so those are kind of larger tents there that they're a little more intact and kind of like more like single pole tents. That kind of like like almost like a circus tent style.
Mm-hmm.
But they also kind of broken up, but they are a bit some kind of still standing, so you can still kind of like maneuver into them if you wish.
And you said there's 2 intact rowboats over here?
Yeah, there are 2 intact rowboats.
I'll look around. Like, do I see tracks or footprints or anything in this
roll
area?
Roll survival.
Brad, this is a really big moment for you. You want to show you can do this. Show off to everyone that you're not just a pretty face. I'm going to inspire myself.
Love it.
Ooh, and I'm adding a d6 to that. Ooh, yeah, 18. Look at that.
Solid. So yeah, you're looking around in that area, and yeah, you see zero signs of any footprints or anything really around these. So you get the sense that these have probably been here for some time without kind of anyone using them. They've probably been here. They're not recent additions, basically.
Ah, that's so disappointing. Well, do we go explore this very creepy statue, I guess?
I'm petting the bird.
Yeah, the bird actually slowly does in fact allow you to pet it.
As I'm petting it, I'll make a sudden movement. Does it flinch?
Yeah, it actually attempts to bite at you when you make a sudden movement. As it squawks. For a 19 to hit.
It'll hit.
For 3 points of slashing damage, as this kind of beak comes down and kind of makes a slash mark in your arm, and it squawks and just kind of runs 10 feet away. If you want to make a slap at it, you can.
No, Gorm was just checking its instincts to make sure it was a real animal.
And
he
then
kind of chuckles.
It runs behind the tent and keeps an eye on you, but then just starts kind of walking and pecking around again. Azaka, after kind of putting up the excuse me, tying up the canoes, and she'll actually just might as well just tie them down here near these other ones. She'll get all the canoes kind of tied up and taken care of, and then start approaching and start giving you some sweet ass dialogue. Yes, the statue there. She kind of points up to it. In the early days of the world, man stood by the banks of a river, frightened. Crocodile raised his head from the water and asked, "What troubles you, cousin man?" Man said, "I must cross this river, but I fear to enter the water alone, because it teems with your brethren." Crocodile replied, "It's true, you would not be safe, but I will carry you across the river safely on my back if you promise to return the favor." Man agreed, and Crocodile bore him safely across the river. When they reached the far bank, Man asked, "How can I repay you?" Crocodile replied, "I wish to see the realm of humans, but I fear to go there alone because it teems with your brethren. You must carry me on your back across your realm." Man had been tricked, but a promise is a promise. So he carried Crocodile safely on his back across the entire realm of humans, a journey that lasted many years. He also swore in his anger that never again would Man and Crocodile be friends. And so it has remained to this day. Which kind of tells you this story relating to this epic statue, which again, just gotta love that art. Not that one. Clicking on the wrong art. That would have not made any sense. That one. That lovely statue. Did anyone find anything?
No, the boats there are no tracks by the boats. They seem to have been here for quite a long time.
Some battle may have happened within the last month.
She'll continue just kind of like poking around Sandala as well, kind of looking. She'll go kind of look over those boats. And,
Can I do a flavor check to see if I heard Brett hyping himself up?
Absolutely, always. You determine the DC of your own check.
No, he's old.
The axe beak continues, just kind of wandering around and watching Gorm specifically, just keeping an eye on him.
So what was this building used for? Was it a temple or a marketplace or sacrificial site?
It is quite ancient. That story is very old. I've not ever come this close. I do not know it. Like I said, very, very old. I believe the camp just they made it here because there was, some structure they could build around in the hill. Maybe gave them some place to hide from the jungles to the east. But this structure is quite ancient.
And you've never once been in it?
No, I have never. I don't know if they were using it or not for shelter. Quite possibly. Wandering into ancient structures is not the best way to keep your head here in this land. Oftentimes, dinosaurs or just jungle denizens tend to live there, as we saw before with the Korean.
But shouldn't we try and figure out what happened?
Yes, I think we should. She'll start kind of like wandering around to the south, just kind of checking these tents down here. She hasn't really walked through anything yet. If this place seems safe enough, we might be able to camp here. But looking around right now, it looks like it was not safe at some point. So she'll kind of start wandering down this direction.
Gonna peek my head in.
Yes. So, what do you see? So there is these kind of large door on the front, or as you kind of walk up, it's less a door, and you get a better look at it, and it's almost like wooden. It looks a lot newer than the rest. It doesn't really match as closely to the rest of the structure, and it's less a door and more as if kind of like boards were put up in this region to cover the entrance. Make a perception check as you kind of start to walk up, and because you can kind of see through some of the boards, possibly not. Yeah, so it's kind of boarded off. It looks a little makeshift, but it is boarded off. What's everybody else up to?
I would eventually make my way up to the statue out of curiosity of anything.
Standing by the statue's giant feet.
Mm-hmm.
jungle weather would likely wash away any true sign of what happened here. If anywhere is going to tell us what happened, it's probably going to be in here. Tiny, want to start taking off some of these boards?
Sure.
Mythos would help him kind of like prying it with his quarterstaff, you know?
Absolutely. So yeah, you guys can make pretty quick work of those boards on the front, which kind of reveals this corridor. Excuse me. Corridor that goes 5, 10, 15, 20, like 25 feet to like a flat wall and a ledge. Right here, there's kind of this like rise in this platform that kind of goes up, and you can see like deeper in, like this all kind of like angles upward, almost like in a large stair stepping pattern backwards. Where at the very back you can see a door, maybe like 20 to 30 feet off the ground.
And what are these?
Yeah, so those are just representatives of like webbing and like just like dust. It's not. It doesn't.
Indiana
look
Jones spiderwebs.
Yeah, no, it
Got
doesn't
it.
look like massive spider webs or anything. Those are just I don't know why they are drawn the way they are. I think just to look cool, but it just aged.
Got it.
Yeah, I would tell you if they were big scary webs. They are not. This looks very old.
Cool.
In we go then toward the door.
Let's shout out Azaka.
Do what now? Sorry.
I said, as they go towards the door, I'll call out to Azaka to say we're going in.
Love it. Okay, where is this?
She's by the fire.
Why can't I see her? Oh, I'm on the wrong. It's on the dynamic lighting there to get rid of that shit. She will come over. To make her way in. Gorm and Mythos. Ceiling here. It's 23 feet high. 23 feet high, exactly. And draped with the cobwebs. Stone tile floor covered with thick mud, creepers, and blown in leaves. I'm going to have each of you roll a D100. Because that's more fun for you to beat the peril. Well, now, the second question. Are you guys lockstep? Or are you guys one of you in front of the other?
I wouldn't have worked it out. I mean, looks like we're together on the map, to be fair.
Yeah, might as well just be walking. Couple of bros, little hand holding jaunt through the
I love it.
giant crocodile man statue. It's romantic.
Entering through the legs of the crocodile man. I love it. One of you stands as you kind of step, and it's just everything feels normal under your feet, and the other one feels this like very slight shift in the tile beneath your foot, just as the tile is kind of depressed and pushed down. Who's to say which one of you feels that? I don't know. You guys are in lockstep, walking in at the same time. D100 rolls. One of you was high, one of you was low. Who's to say who it was? I don't know. But there is suddenly no floor beneath you. Why? Why does it do this? So it was there for a second. To the back. There we go. And you find yourself standing above air, as there is a pit trap that was concealed. And I need 2 dexterity saving throws from the 2 of you.
Solid.
Gorm is. Oh my word! You both feel the floor going out from underneath you. And actually, I will give you Mythos. Would you like to go backwards where Gorm goes? Just kind of steps back, or are you gonna like barrel yourself across forwards, landing on the other side of the pit? Choice is yours.
I feel like he's gonna feel the shift and be like, "What the hell? Who traps a freaking empty statue?" But he will kind of bound forward.
I love it. So you will land here across this pit that descends 20 feet down. So that's fun. We're all having
Anything
a
at the
good time.
bottom?
Looking down, there is nothing, I don't believe, at the bottom. Oh, actually, there is something at the bottom. You have no need for dark vision. It's still light outside. Yeah, so at the bottom of this pit, there is a corpse.
Mythos will kind of just look down into the pit and go, "Oh, good God! I forgot the first rule of exploration. Always let Gamos go first."
You have said that before.
How far down is it?
20 feet.
I'm jumping down to check the corpse.
Here, I'll put a corpse on the map. I have one. Here we go. I'm putting a terrible zombie on the map. It's not. It doesn't look like that, but that's what I got. Okay, so lowering yourself. If you make a successful acrobatics check, you can take 0 damage. Otherwise, you might do a little bit of ankle damage. Lowering yourself off the ledge, you do only take the 1 d6 of damage, even with the fail. 5 points of damage as you sprain your ankle, dropping down there. So you're getting closer to this corpse. It is the corpse of a female human, and she is wearing kind of like leathers, but you can tell like it doesn't appear that she's got all of her gear upon her. She's just got like kind of some leather armor, but it's kind of the leather armor that you wear under heavier armor. Roll investigation and medicine if you want to figure out more about her medicals. Kind of looking just around, and she does have a necklace on of Ulfried that's just kind of like hanging there, as well. She is armed. She has a hand axe, silvered hand axe by the looks of it. And looking at her like physical form, you can actually see that one of her legs is in fact broken, but you can also see that she has these like slashing wounds like around her like shoulder and neck region, and it looks like that is likely what did her in, as far as you can tell.
Is there blood on her axe?
No, her axe is actually clean. And like still in her, like still holstered in her side. The corpse is rotting. And your guess is it's like somewhere between 3 and 6 months old, if you had to guess. It's not great.
It's one of Ulfried's. Been here a while. She's found her peace and new life. Gamos, can you push that lance down here so I can get out?
Aye. Waits for Tiny and Brett to stand aside.
Gamos goes up and spears Gorm. This'll help.
Another one added. But he'll reach his lance down.
So he's got 18 strength. He's got, if he needs to jump to catch it, he's got plenty of
Nah, you guys
plenty
are
of
good.
ups.
Yeah, you're able to like grab onto that and kind of like walk yourself up the wall, as well as Gamos kind of backing up. It's very cool, and everyone loves it.
Do I see anything on the other side here? Any cool like hieroglyphics or like a chest full of treasure or like a cool magic item?
Mythos roll, perception or investigation, your choice. The ceiling here is also 23 feet high, exactly, with cobwebs. It's great, and everyone loves it. 26 perception, you say? You do notice some interesting tidbits while you're there, my boy. As you're kind of looking for hieroglyphics or anything of interest, the first thing that catches your eye is up in this direction here. There is a door. That door is kind of on a two stair-step raised platforms above you. One of the first of which is right here, and what you can't really see through because dynamic lighting works the way dynamic lighting works. And that is like of your most interest, but then you kind of are looking around and like, there's hieroglyphics or anything like that. And you don't see hieroglyphics, but you do see these very like interesting little insets in the walls, kind of basically right where you're standing and also right here. And then you see those same insets on the other side. And you're looking at them and you get the sense that they're like small, like doors, not large enough doors for any like thing to pass through other than like something like thin. But these doors are, let's see, are obviously attempting to be concealed in some way, shape, or form. And they are kind of right next to you, and there's a matching one on that side, and then like 5 feet in front of you, there's another set of these doors. Just kind of these thin, like couple inches across, kind of concealed in the patterns of the walls, but you see them.
What would I think the purpose of such a door would be?
So yeah, you can't see into them from where you are. And they do have like some kind of like with a 26, you can probably see there is some type of mechanism here that is going on.
Like, are the trap sort of like, ooh, an axe is going to swing out from here door?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe something along those lines. Or like blow darts or something. But there is some type of like something at play here that two doors across from each other, these small little latches, I guess. These hard to describe things that I'm struggling to describe, but thank you, Marshall.
I've seen movies.
That's what I was thinking too. Mythos will call out to everybody, be careful, it looks like there's more traps in here. But you know what they say? You don't trap something unless there's something good to find. And he just kind of like gives the finger guns back to the group. Can I do like an investigation to see if I can find a trap mechanism?
Yeah, absolutely. Investigation would be lovely.
I feel like that would be the most appropriate. Oh, geez.
Yeah, it can't. Nothing. Your best guess is, well, it was probably the floor last time, but I don't know. Man. Don't see any mechanisms. You do see in front of you this, like, 7 or 8 foot tall wall right here.
Any discernible path to get up it?
Verticality. Pure Michael Jordan ankles and knees. Just leap,
just
a leap
straight up
climb.
Acrobat.
That's what athletic.
Athletic.
Yeah, if you're gonna run and jump up there, yeah.
Is there any way to get past the pit, like on an edge, or is it four squares?
Actually. I think there might be a small ledge that you can get. There's a small ledge around the outside that you can make an acrobatics check to pass if you wish. Or you can throw a rope or something. Up to you. 14. You can kind of slowly go around the outside edge there to get where Gamos is. Or Mythos. My God.
I'll go help.
Your names.
Mythos.
Or did I already make it?
That's true.
Oh, did someone do a thing?
I did an athlete. You asked for the athlete. I gave you an athlete.
Oh, so are you going forward, like running forward? And
I would like to attempt to jump up there. Yeah.
I think this is probably happening while Brett is going around the ledge there.
No,
wait. Mythos. I need a dexterity saving throw as you run forward and start to climb up that wall, and a large scythe kind of comes out from the wall and into the other side. 11, you say? Really?
Do I get like a advantage situation? Because I was intuiting that there could be a trap. I saw the doors.
You did see the doors. I'll give you an acrobatics check to half the damage that you're about to take. How acrobatic can you be? Is the question. Very. All right, I'll give you half. You get half this 4d8's worth of damage.
Ooh. That could have been so much worse.
Could have been 17. But bargaining with the DM is always good. I'd say do it more often than not.
I'm just saying, there's some good rolls, some bad rolls.
I think it has to be, though, like, as he's jumping, the scythe just comes and sideswipes him out of the air, right?
Yeah, it's not great, and you don't make it up the wall, and you do have to scurry back to Brett. But you did only take a portion of the slice damage that tried to make a meal of you. So that was good, at least. We all think to ourselves.
Tiny is gonna see Mythos get batted out of the sky. And he's gonna call Maddie and Zendala and Guide Lady.
Azaka.
Not a Keen, Azaka, sure, yep. And he's gonna say
this is much better. I found a better token. Continue, sorry.
there you go, dead body. He's just gonna say, I have solution. And he's going to put down a little totem. And I need to find the description. This one? Nope. This one. He's going to put down a little totem, and as it kind of lights up and he kind of focuses on it, it kind of has almost like an not over shield, but like there's like a phantom kind of over image of it on top of it, and it looks kind of like an eagle. And everybody, if they so choose, has a flight speed equal to their walking speed.
Okay. And how
spiritual ability?
What's the distance and all that kind of business?
I have no idea.
Yeah, because sounds very, very powerful.
It's probably just a minute. But it would get you up.
All right. I need to see some text for that one.
I'm getting there. Yeah. I really don't have. Let's see. For the eagle,
it's infinite and permanent, right?
And all of a sudden, Tiny, you start feeling just like this pain in your head. And you don't know it, but there's an aneurysm there. And all of a sudden it explodes and you collapse and you die.
Because
your character's too powerful.
Yeah.
Because no one has a third level spell slot yet, right?
No.
Because fly only grants one willing creature one fly speed. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to overrule that.
Boo.
It's cool, but 30 feet, all creatures within 30 feet having a fly speed equal to their walking speed is really powerful at low levels.
What if it was only within 30 feet of that totem? That you could fly within 30 feet of the totem itself.
Yeah, that's more likely possible, but still.
Yeah, it would last for a minute. Just be like
I mean,
that
actually would be closer to okay because it is all creatures, so that would allow enemy creatures that you were attacking, to also fly within 30 feet of the totem. So that could be of interest to me. So let's go with that for now. You have to stay within 30 feet of that totem. But I also don't like the idea that totem can move.
Don't make it a move.
Because the totems are mostly combat uses. It's interesting. It's an interesting one. That's what's tough about merging the multiple things together.
Well, why don't we do this? It sounds like no matter what, you're gonna grant one person to fly with the totem, right? It sounded like that was a possibility.
Yeah.
Then do the one for now, and someone can go up and can drop a rope, and Michael can deliberate later, and it's not, you're not boxing yourself into a precedent or something like that.
Yeah.
Unless opening this door, let's say Mythos goes up and he sees 7 enemies, then it's okay, well that sucked. But that way you're not boxed in.
So for now, 30 feet of the totem can get you basically to the next level up. And yeah, we'll do one character at the moment, and we'll work on that, because I'm just not 100% sure about that one. That's
especially how we could break that at later
Yeah.
levels with like adding expeditious retreat or something like that.
Yeah, things can get a little iffy there. So yeah, for now, let's say one character within 30 feet of the totem can get a fly speed equal to their thing, and you can kind of shift it around if you want to, like as the turns go by or whatever.
Yeah.
In a combat situation, I feel like that feels a little more balanced, because fly being the 3rd level spell and only granting one character a 60-foot fly speed is pretty strong for a totem at 4th level. So either Mythos or whoever you're granting your
It'll just be Mythos because he was trying to get up there anyway.
beautiful Mythos, you will still have to dodge
Before
scythe if you're trying to fly by there.
before he goes up, Brett's gonna Raiders it and see if he can like use a torch to like touch the stones ahead of us, but see if he can trigger the trap, and so we can figure out how we're doing this.
Yeah, roll. So do that and roll an investigation check. If you will.
With advantage?
Yeah, you can have advantage.
It's good. These are flat d20 rolls. Ooh.
So as you kind of put the stone out, or the torch kind of out in that direction, the scythe once again like flies through and like snaps your torch in half, and you're kind of unsure what even set it off.
So I didn't even touch the ground. I just put it out.
You're kind of like, did I touch the ground or didn't I? You're not really sure where your feet were, where if you like touched something as you were moving it with that roll. It's just kind of you're like, what did I do again? Like, how did I fuck that up?
I've got it, Mythos. Go ahead. Got it figured out.
I think while Tiny was like getting that thing prepared, Mythos would use Goodberry. And he just kind of be like eating his berries, trying to figure out what's next. And then he's just like slowly floating in the air.
Love it.
So he's going to eat 8 of the 10.
Heck yeah. Just munch on some good berries.
Yes, sir.
I think as you're eating those good berries, you see that little eagle kind of come from that little totem, and then it starts heading towards you and flying towards you. And you're like, oh, it's going to eat my berries. And it actually like almost like semi-grabs you and then kind of carries you up.
It's awesome.
All right. Well, then on Brett's suggestion that he's got it covered.
Totally got it covered.
Totally got it covered. He's going to just sort of cautiously try and quickly get through there.
Love it. Dexterity check with advantage, as you know they're coming, or expect them that they might. They just might be coming. And you are sliced.
Not used.
You weren't
not
supposed
used
to
flying.
step there.
17 points of damage as you fly across and kind of spin out of the air and land right atop that next section there. We'll put you kind of like on the edge. What you see before you, Mythos, as you kind of like impact there, is my word, a floor that is in a grid-like pattern, much like is shown on the map. tiled in a 4x4 pattern of squares. And there's just enough room for a person to stand at the top ledge without stepping on those tiles, such as you are currently doing, even though you are, kind of profusely bleeding after being sliced terribly. Beyond that, you can see beyond that, the pattern covers the floor from wall to wall, clear back to another 7-foot high ledge that separates this section from the next little riser there.
And Michael, remind me, I'm sorry, what's the height between my level and the top level?
It's about from where you are, I think it's technically 15 or so feet.
From my level to the very top level, the one above Mythos?
I believe so, yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, sorry, Nate. I forgot I had this. First, I will get out my harp and just start singing. Don't you give up, 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 up. Don't you give up, 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 up. Let me heal you. Let me heal you. And I will use Healing Word on Mythos at the second level.
Solid.
Oh my gosh, these rolls. Take 7 points there, Nate.
Every point
Thank
helps.
Yeah. And new characters, guys. So I'm sorry. But I'm just going to Misty Step to the very top.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
You love to see it.
Love to see it. That's my bad.
Done and dusted. Before you is a door, a 9-foot high wooden door that has no apparent latch or handle upon it. Roll a perception check. Niner?
No, it's totally 17.
Good. Yeah, you don't see any apparent way to open the door.
I'm gonna first toss a rope down to Mythos and in case he wants to climb up.
As you kind of toss the rope down and look down, you can see that Mythos is standing like on the far edge of this like grid floor. The grid, each of those tiles has a different pattern upon them that you see.
Since I've got a nice aerial view,
yeah, you can see them all really well.
Is there a distinct pattern to it? Is there anything that I'm picking up?
Yeah, roll a investigation check.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Yeah, so as you're looking at them, you don't see any like distinct pattern. They all actually look pretty different. But one thing you do note is that they seem to match a pattern that is actually on the ledge, on the door that is kind of next to you. The lowest like point of the door also has these 4 like not tiles per se, but like the same kind of patterns on them. And as you're kind of looking at that and like looking back at the door, you can actually see that the 4 at the bottom are like faintly glowing on the door. And as you look back down, you can see one of those is in the first section closest to Mythos, and then another one is in the next section and another one is in the next section. That matches these 4 kind of tiles on the door. So if I were to, this game has such good maps on some of them and such bad ones on other. So on the door, if there was maybe an A, a B, a C, and a D glowing at the bottom of the door, because those are runes, you know?
Mm-hmm.
There's like an A here that matches, and then there's a B here, and a C here, and a D here.
Okay.
Does that make more sense?
Yes, it does. And mine are glowing. Mythos's are not.
Yeah, all Mythoses are the exact same. And Mythos cannot see the ones that you are up next to. They're basically at your ankle level, and Mythos cannot see beyond that ledge, like up there, just because of the way that Pythagoras works.
I'll touch the A one.
It actually glows brighter when you touch it. For you.
Does anything happen to the A1 down by Mythos?
No, nothing happens.
You want me to tell me to go stand on one?
Yeah, try that. I'll direct Mythos to the A rune. And have him maybe use a torch or something. Maybe not yourself, just because, we don't know what's going on here, but see if he can apply pressure.
Love it. So Mythos, you go over there and apply some pressure to the one that he tells you to do so.
Yes, sir.
And nothing seems to happen. It doesn't depress. Nothing happens when a pressure is applied.
I miss Steven. Steven would know what to do.
What if I actually stand on it?
Go for it at your own peril.
Yeah, as you kind of step out onto it, nothing seems to happen. You're standing on it.
What about to mine?
Nothing happens to yours.
Oh, okay.
But Mythos is now standing on that A tile.
I'll be touching A and B. Does anything happen?
Yeah, when you touch B, it starts to glow.
Can I try some dumb, like laying and using my hands and feet to touch all 4 at the same time?
Absolutely. Yeah, as you get your knee on C and then your toe onto D, touching all of them, they all are now illuminated.
Does anything happen else? Otherwise,
the door creaks open and is now ajar.
Oh. Okay.
And you can now see into that room.
There's a bunch of bones in it. That's creepy.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if there are actually bones in this room. The floor to this dusty, 40-foot high, 20-foot wide chamber is littered. Oh, it is littered with dinosaur bones. There you go. Webs stretch from the walls to a 30-foot tall central pillar, coiled around which is a narrow staircase. Its steps covered with dust. Carved into the pillar are reliefs of a man carrying a crocodile. The reliefs follow the stairs to the top of the pillar, on which sits a beautiful ceramic jug amongst a few other piles of things.
And you said there were stairs?
Yeah, the stairs kind of wrap around the pillar.
Okay. All right. I'll tell Mythos, hey, why don't you throw a rope down and we can start getting people up here, just so we're all able to check things out.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the scythe trap is like a automatic door, right? I didn't touch anything. I flew over it. I still got nailed.
That's right.
You did. You did get got.
I was also the only one to try and investigate it, though. So maybe
Oh, I tried. I crit failed.
I got a 2 and a 6 with advantage, plus 0.
We're getting all the numbers that are low. I think I found something. You hear from Zendala as she was kind of just poking around outside. Almost got bit by a snake, but I found this burned up journal. My voice is kind of going into Jemmy short steel a little bit. And she starts walking up. And you've gotten quite far. She yells to Brett, who's standing by the door. Should I wait? I could just wait. It's not that important.
Is there anything in the journal on how to get through the temple?
No, but someone died trying to get through there.
Oh. Yeah, we found her. She's down by Gorm.
Oh, sorry. I only just found it, though.
Nothing to apologize, my lady. Brett the Brave would never turn back at the sight of danger.
Tiny will gesture for the journal.
I'm going to throw a persuasion check in there with a wink.
Well, I'm going to roll for her. Hilarious. She kind of laughs and hands Tiny the journal. Tiny, the journal reads this. It is mostly burned up, but there are a few passages that are easy to read. One dated about 6 months ago. This cursed jungle. I'm starting to think this hellhole is a place the gods intended to forsake. Even with the meager forces I have to command thus far, we've managed to find an old shrine, dedicated to some pagan god, no doubt. But it will do for a base camp along the river. Lorsa assures me this shrine offers us good omen. I'll allow her and Sister Sias to further study and explore the shrine, while the rest of the force gets this place in order so we have space for the incoming second wave of reinforcements. The second passage, dated about 4 months ago. Not only have we not made any damned progress in the old shrine, we've discovered the hard way that it's trapped. Whoever built the thing didn't want anyone getting inside. During the night, one eager young recruit took it upon herself to enter the shrine. She never came out. Since that incident, I had to restrict access. The academics will just have to study it from the outside. Lorsa won't like that very much. And the most recent, 3 months ago, that you can legibly read. We've had several hungry beasts wander into the campground. Nothing we couldn't handle. The constant rain and biting insects are taking a toll on morale, however. Some good news. We've been getting reports from scouts of large herds of undead roaming into the region. In comparison to the small groups we've gotten used to dealing with, destroying these herds could be our chance to finally make a real impact here. And that's it.
Walk up, peer down at the pit, at the dead body. Look at the axe look at the area where the axe will potentially swing through. And he'll just take a look and see if there's any sort of like switch or anything he can see.
Yeah, roll investigation.
Hey.
So while you don't see a switch or anything to necessarily control it, you do maybe think back to some time that you did a thing some long time ago that wasn't part of this campaign, where someone used like some type of like piton or something to obstruct like that you might be able to obstruct those where they swing from. That might be able to stop them if you could obstruct them from coming out, because you don't see any way to shut it off as far as you can tell. But obstructing those little doorways might be able to stop those blades from coming through.
He will walk out and pull up a few tent stakes.
Heck yeah. Easy enough.
And then he will he'll toss them over to Mythos and tell him to barricade where the axe came from.
Yeah, so absolutely. You guys be able to hook that up in like 20 minutes or so. And you guys can absolutely hammer in those 10 spikes into those holes and kind of feel confident that you are able to kind of pass by them without those things coming out. I like the idea of 10 stakes. That's good.
He will try to shimmy over.
Love it. It's like a dexterity acrobatics check to get across the pit. If you will, you're good. And yeah, walking in front of where the blades did come out, you can kind of like see them kind of like against those spikes that Mythos hammered in. But they do seem to be stopped, unable to get through.
Look back at the crew and let us go.
Love it. So Mythos still kind of up there on the ledge, Brett up on the next ledge, next to the doorway, and everybody else, I'm just going to hand wave you getting across that pit if you wish. Feel free to just walk atop it as you can help each other over easily enough. But what are my Brett and Mythos in the forefront of this horrible statue doing?
What's the size on these thingies? That's, like, am I able to reach two and maybe Tiny can reach two? Or does it require 4 people?
It would be pretty hard to reach across to the other side. Like, you can stand on A pretty easily, and like you'd be able to jump to one of the other ones probably. But yeah, getting like a reach out there would be pretty difficult.
So we'll need 4 people to stand on all 4 if that's what we wanted to do.
If that's what you want to do.
And is the door completely open, or is it just like cracked and I can see it?
Yeah, so the door just kind of ajar, but yeah, it's like cracked. If you wanted to push it open, you could. You can feel there's no resistance to the door.
Okay,
it's just
gotcha.
basically unlocked now and just kind of like halfway.
I would have Mythos just try one of the other non-rune ones to see if anything bad happens. But other than that, I don't think we need to worry about the runes now.
Well, we don't know what kind of trap awaits us to get up. Some of us just misty step to the top.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, can you look? Are there more doors on the side? Like where? Because like you found.
I mean, each thing's been a different trap, but I can do
yeah.
investigation, I guess, for
Yeah,
Absolutely.
traps.
I will inspire you to.
Why do I always lose my character sheet?
Ooh,
So you start looking at
add a
the walls.
D6. Add a D6. Go for
Yeah. Go for a ton.
there you go.
25.
25 is a nice round number. That
Like
could be a
that.
DC.
So you start looking at the walls, looking for these little like same little kind of latch door thingies, like hidden trap doors, and you don't see any. And then as you kind of like start investigating a little closer, the actual like squares on the tiles on the floor, and you can see like in some of the grout lines what you previously just kind of like overlooked or observed as just kind of like dirt marks or whatever. There's these like small holes like that go into the like grout lines every so often, and you can actually see these like scorch marks
Oh shit.
in
Good call,
them
Nate.
that you thought were previously maybe like dirt or you just overlooked whatever, but it looks like scorch marks that like kind of like flared out around those kind of holes in the ground.
And I'm guessing they're in every spot but A, B, C, D.
You know, you see them around those, but when he's kind of looking, like they're kind of like patterned out, like just everywhere. But nothing necessarily special about those other tiles as far as these horrific holes go.
I think we may as well have all four of us stand on them. If
It's that, or I was going to say you have to just step on A, then B, then C, then D.
we could try
You know,
that first, I guess.
You know how, like, in Latin, Jehovah starts with an X.
I don't know what
No
that
one,
means.
no one, nothing.
There's a lot of Indiana Jones references tonight, like way over on quota.
But I mean, that was such a perfect one. It's from Last Crusade with Sean Connery. It's really good.
Wow. Wow.
I couldn't even tell you the last time I watched an Indiana Jones movie.
Never.
Wow.
What about played an Indiana Jones campaign?
Sure.
That's right now.
All right, Mythos will attempt to hopscotch A, B, C, D.
Yeah, so Mythos going on to A and then kind of leaping over to B. You don't feel any movements in the tiles. It's pretty solid. And from there, you can step from C to D and then to that wall. And if you wish, you can shimmy yourself up right next to Brett.
So I
Yes,
dropped.
please.
I dropped a rope for him.
Oh, and then he can even easier shimmy your way up next to Brett.
He'll call down to Tiny and Gorm and say, just make sure you follow my exact path and you'll be okay.
Love it.
Tiny will follow and he'll leave a gold piece on each of the plates
Boom.
they're supposed to step on.
Easy enough. So yeah, they call him out to you, and then from there you give a nice little directions.
Gorm will pick up the gold pieces and replace them with copper pieces. Not really. He wouldn't do that, but that would be funny.
That is very good. Tiny's gonna slap somebody. Beautiful. Brett, you see what I described before as you enter into that room. Gamos, what's your plan, big man?
Waiting for everybody to get out of the way first. And then he's gonna do some centaur athletics, leaping up to each level.
Yeah.
I love it.
Over the pit and up each level.
I love it. You get the sense that it might be hard to land where you wish on maybe that second level there, especially with the very specific hoof placements that might be necessary.
He's planning on doing like a quick hop and then another hop.
I'm into it.
And I got the athlete feet, so I don't have to run and jump or anything. I can do it from standing.
All right, you can absolutely do it as you're the strongest goat boy I know.
See, this is why you're supposed to go first.
Gambus has just been sitting back here shaking his head, watching you guys break the first rule.
As you get to that platform where Gorm, are you heading up there as well?
Oh yeah.
All right, I'm gonna just shift you guys a little forward, just so we have a little room for the big man. So as Gabo starts, leaping over the first and then kind of bounding up to that second stair step there. First roll the luckiest luck roll ever. If you roll a 98, 99, or 100 on this D100, your 4 hooves hit A, B, C, then D as you land.
Not that lucky.
23. You do not hit A, B, C, and D in the correct order. But you are kind of in this momentary leaping situation, and I will give you the dexterity saving throw that you deserve as bouts of flame erupt from the floor beneath you.
And I have danger sense, so I can.
You
make that with
absolutely
advantage.
see this coming as flames erupt, and you're in the midst of a double jump, a cool ass double jump.
Don't fuck up.
17, you will take half damage. Woo. Fire damage as these bouts of flame come up, and it almost looks like you are taking off like a rocket ship as you leap up and land in the doorway with your fellow companions.
Did we get a rest after the zombie fight?
Yes.
That was a different day.
That was a
different day.
Okay,
So
I must have
you're
zoned that out.
No, you're
All right.
good to go. And the others will follow behind, and also get up there with y'all.
Gamos will help the last handful.
Love it. Don't mind me, just picking up the pieces there. All right, so you're all in at this point, or at least up on that ledge. So it may be, very tight, but it is what it is. And you all see what I described earlier: dusty floor, 40-foot high, ceilings. And littered with dinosaur bones. There's webs kind of stretching from the walls to a 30-foot tall central pillar, coiled around which is a narrow stone staircase. The steps are covered with dust, and carved into the pillar are these reliefs of a man carrying a crocodile. The reliefs follow the stairs to the top of the pillar, where you can see this kind of large and beautiful ceramic jug. The ceramic jug has similar motifs of this crocodile on it, and there seem to be other lumps of things like cloth, etc., around it. Maybe a couple more dino bones up there.
Brod's going to start going up the staircase.
Love it. Brett starts walking up the stairs. Anybody else doing anything?
Mythos will be going up the stairs with him.
Tiny will tell him to check the stairs.
As Brett steps foot on the third stair, as Tiny utters these words, there is an explosion of lightning and arcane energy centered on that very step. And I need everyone. Let's see. Yeah, that will hit literally everyone because of how spacing works. If the three of them are up on the step, as this lightning kind of like just jolts out of this pillar, and I need dexterity saving throw. Hey. I'll get the two of them. As 27 points of lightning damage is dealt to anyone that did not hit a 13, and half damage to the rest. Zendala, Dex, not great. 7. Brutality, Saka. Dex, do you have Dex? No. Terrible. They both take the full brunt of 27.
Oof.
And as you are only on the third step, you don't have to worry about falling off.
Good.
But you do like kind of stagger, and Mythos directly behind you, like on the first step, is fine and does not stagger, but does, is in pain because of lightning. That hurts your body. The cartoon version, we'll get to see all of your skeletons. It'll be great. Yeah. And those of you that are Samuses will be able to see that you're female.
And Tiny, can we get a Soldier 76 style totem heal and just like chill here for a sec? Is that how that works?
He's actually, after that, like, oh my god. He is taking some of the bones and kind of just organizing them and shuffling them. And doing so, he will summon a it says unicorn spirit. It can be a unicorn. That's fine.
I love the unicorn spirit.
And it will have, it's a 30-foot aura kind of around just him, in front of him. And then he is going to also start just cure woundsing people.
Take this healing, please.
Yeah, he'll do himself first.
Lightning bolt.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen that video?
It's 11 plus
only
4.
Only Croft. Yeah. Yeah. It's a classic.
It is a classic.
Mythos is next. 8
So
plus
what's your
4
what's
is
your
12? What?
Never mind, I misread the spell.
4.
Never mind.
4. Mythos gets 12 back.
Yeah. Mythos also gonna munch on his last 2 berries in kind of disbelief.
Gorm, that's for you. And then he will.
Hi.
Oh, that's right.
Please,
You're down there.
please.
Hello.
You're on the other side.
You can hear yourself. You're a bard. You set the tap off.
You're the party healer.
There you go. 9 for you. And then he'll heal Gamos once Gamos actually gets up here.
He is.
He's here.
Everyone is up
Okay.
there technically,
Well,
but they just can't. Not everyone.
congrats, Gamos. You get a second level spell.
Oh, nice.
I'll put them in. I think it makes no sense now.
There you go. 15.
Wait, is it?
Isn't it 21?
Yeah, because this is 11 plus.
Oh, with the 6.
6.
So yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Almost back to full.
Let the goat climb the stairs. They love to climb.
Is there anything else in this room besides bones and an electrocuting staircase?
The ceramic jug thing.
Yeah, roll investigation, perception. Up to you.
And where was the ceramic jug again at?
At the top of the
At
stairs.
the top of the staircase.
How
just
high
kinda
up is
lines
it?
up. It is. Let me tell you. I've got an exact thing, I bet. I can tell you that there are 30 stairs in total. And if Nick were here, he would tell us exactly how. 30-foot tall pillar is what it says.
And there's a jug on top.
There's a jug on top, ceramic jug, and maybe some other things that are just kind of like around it that you can't really see.
Is that so? It's just a staircase that goes up to this pedestal. With
It goes up to this around this pedestal that's just a ceramic jug on top.
Gallus is going to pull out a javelin and toss it at the jug.
No.
Do you want to go up the lightning stairs?
We don't want to break it.
See,
But if it's worth something.
Mythos just will like pat Brett on the shoulder and say, "Don't question a professional, please."
Gamos?
Almost. Well, chuck a javelin.
I love it. Roll a check. Roll.
Brett bumps him on his backswing.
No, wait. Roll a
Or whatever.
percentage dice. I will also. Oh boy. Okay. It's bad. It's not that bad. The javelin kind of like clatters by, and you see this thing kind of like tilt and fall, like start to move, and it just kind of slowly starts to topple over, and it's just kind of like basically laying at the very top of this staircase now, just like there, this ceramic jug kind of teetering at the edge of the staircase as your javelin falls just in the ground in the back of the room, but doesn't seem to trigger any traps that may or may not exist here.
Is there anything noticeable about the third stair?
You go up to investigate the third stair. Yeah, feel free to take a good look at it. Investigation check or perception. Your choice.
Maybe somebody else should investigate.
There's literally no one. There's no one. I'm +0.
I think +1's the best we got.
Yeah, like we're a party of morons.
Yup.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like
You don't notice anything different. About the third
part of
stair.
me wants Brett to die just so I can bring a wizard named Stefan into the game, just to give us any sort of shot at this.
What about the possibility of climbing that pillar?
That's fun.
You could definitely do it to a point, but the stairs wrap around it, so you'd have to eventually, like you'd have to like wrap around with it, the stairs, you know, 'cause but I mean, it's possible.
It's scalable
Anything's-
though.
Anything's possible.
Yeah, I've got a better chance at doing that than investigating.
You got an easier chance of just walking up the stairs.
I'm climbing the pillar.
Love it. Gorm starts to get ready to climb this pillar. He gets his hands on there, and roll an athletics check to start. Things are going well. Gorm, as you start to try, it's like one of those moments where everyone's just watching on and like really rooting for you to do your thing. And you kind of just start kind of like slipping, not being able to find a good handhold, and then just restarting and then going back up and going back down, eventually kind of turning around. Yeah, it's not climbable, you know, kind of thing.
I feel like right now, if he were to give his inspiring leader speech, it would give everybody negative hit points.
Yeah, it would give everybody psychic damage.
Second javelin.
Hey, I'm fully into that. Damos holding his second javelin out, wondering if anyone is going to do anything before he throws it.
Before you do that, why don't we just try and like nudge the tower, like, you know, knock it and just catch the jug?
It is a large stone pillar, but you can absolutely try.
I mean, he's got a lance. He couldn't like whack it with his lance and get
It's like
30
a
feet
little
up.
bit. I know.
You could hit it for sure, but it is a very
Oh yeah, I
thick
could hit it.
stone pillar.
Be better off kicking it. Physics.
Whatever.
Physics. Maybe not die damage. But
If we're gonna let the thing just shatter, we might as well leave. I think is the point that I'm trying to make. That's what it feels like.
I mean, there's nothing else in this room. This is it, right? There's no other doors.
Yeah, just this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Single pillar, kind of scrawled with this motif of this crocodile and man story, and this ceramic jug sitting atop it.
Brett's insistence makes Camos feel like making an investigation check on the stairs.
Love it.
Just to see if there's anything with the stairs, because everyone else was looking at it earlier.
Hey, you
Oh
are,
my gosh.
after all, a studious
On point.
investigator.
Yeah, you're a detective. This is your job.
Yeah, and you detect, why is everyone looking at these dumb stairs?
Clearly, they're all trapped.
Orma's gonna lean over to Mythos and say, "Hey man, what about that thing you did yesterday? Is that a once in a lifetime thing? Just shoot me up there."
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. How high is this?
30 feet.
We really are.
30?
30 to the top.
Oh, sorry. I think my brain must be a little addled from, you know, the pits and the scythes and the electricity. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Hold on. Here you go. And he's just gonna touch him and shoot him on up there.
Who are you touching?
Gorm.
I love it. Gorm, roll a D100 as a luck roll for me. Hey!
Nice.
Best possible
I truly,
What else?
honest to goodness, Michael, I was about to say doesn't need to be said that 69 is
What
like
else
a crit on this,
can you go
right?
up for?
I like the Skids rules play, and it's 69 best possible outcome, 86 worst possible outcome. So best possible outcome. Gorm, you are teleported upwards. And luckily, just from your positioning, you land on the 29th step, just before being at the very tip top of this thing. And just the way you land, Gorm, I'm going to give you because best possible outcome, a perception check. As you're like looking back down at the group, kind of like wrapped around now at the top of this thing. 15, you actually see these very faint glyphs on a number of the stairs. We'd say on stair 3, on stair 10, on stair 17, and on stair 23. There are these little faint glyphs that are imperceptible to the eye, but from your bird's eye point of view, after being magically appeared to the top of this thing, you can see these things that if you stepped on, well, you don't see one on 3, but you can guess there probably was one on 3 until it was stepped upon. But anyway, up on top here, on the top of this pillar, you see a few things. You see this large jug, this large ceramic jug with these motifs of the crocodile being carried around on the back of this man. You also see this small figurine, this like jade figurine of a crocodile, just kind of sitting next to it. And on the other side, this kind of cloak that looks like these greenish, like crocodile scales. This like cool greenish crocodile cloak laying on the ground next to it. And then just some like random bones and dust and shit. That's what you see. And you see all your friends down there looking up at you.
So he's
atop this pillar.
not moving. This is like when Mikey gets to see One-Eyed Willie with all his friends below.
Wow.
And he's scared to move because he knows the dangers below him. He's gonna do lay on hands for himself.
One might argue you're better off like tossing the stuff down to us.
Can I reach it?
And then
Yeah,
jump.
you're right next to it.
Like
You're
without
just right.
moving.
Yeah, absolutely. You're like
Yeah.
right next to it.
Like tossing
It's
it,
a
and
big old jug and then a few little trinkets next to it.
then jumping off and taking the fall damage. Like that's a math problem for you.
Do they look breakable?
The figurine is like this jade figurine, like it's like glassy in appearance. It's got this like glossy texture to it. The cloak doesn't appear breakable, but the big ceramic jug also appears old and made of ceramics.
And I can just grab it.
Yeah,
Every
it's right
last
there.
one of them.
They're all right there in front of you.
Let's do it. Let's grab them
within arm's reach.
without moving. Grab them.
I love that. As you.
Wait. I'm gonna grab the cloak,
Uh-huh.
and then I'm gonna grab the other two with the cloak,
Oh,
Where I'm-
yeah, great.
or I'm not
That's what
touching them.
That's what I thought you said. As you pick up these items here, in whichever desired order you wish, loose bricks begin to fall from the ceiling. As you kind of feel this like shudder and shake. And I need everyone in the area to make a dexterity saving throw. Which is everyone in the area. Oh no.
And I knew I should have done lay on hands. I knew it.
Oh my gosh.
Things are going great. Everything is fine. Don't worry about anything. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so how do we do? It's a thing that's happened. 13 again is the the DC.
Jeez.
Full damage and half damage, respectively. 11 points of damage. Azaka is half. Zendala. As these bricks start to fall, what's everyone doing? Just curious.
Like now that we see bricks falling?
Yeah,
Is
and are being hit by bricks as well.
Is it just bricks falling, or does it seem like the whole thing's about to collapse on us?
Make a perception.
What's
check.
our
Yeah, there's like
what's
some
our
definite-
sense of urgency here?
There's definitely some rumbling. Make a perception check.
I will.
It's a good thing to ask Tiny.
Yeah, Tiny. You can actually see that there are more bricks, like also like starting to fall, and some of them are larger chunks. And there are some cracks in the ceiling. But with that crit, Tiny, you can actually see that there is like a false ceiling behind that, and that these bricks that are falling seem like they might only like last for a few rounds and not completely entomb this place.
Does it look
And that
like
this also is a trap.
Does it look like the entire false ceiling is going to come down, or does it look like it's just like a specific area, maybe central around the?
Yeah, you get the sense that this room is going to be pummeled by bricks for a few rounds. But that's it. Doesn't seem like it's going to last an exceptionally long time.
He will holler out, either get out of the room or hide under the staircase.
Seems like good advice
There are more
Get
bricks
to the chopper.
falling.
for everyone
Get to the
that
chopper!
isn't atop the pile
Yes.
or the pillar.
I'm trying to.
So what's everybody do? Is a question I have.
Would a shield block said bricks from doing damage?
Yeah,
'Cause I've got
you
a
think
shield.
so. Hang that thing to the sky. See what happens.
So yeah, I would. Would it have blocked any of the 11 damage I just took?
Absolutely not. You definitely got
Okay.
hit by a few of those.
Okay. So he will. Yeah, he would stand over by Zendala and hold his shield up and would like kind of angle it because they're in a corner, so he's going to angle
Yeah.
it so that it's angled down. So if anything actually hits, it's going to hit and then bounce off at an angle rather than just being a square flush
I
hit.
love it. I love it. What is everyone else doing?
Mika scampers out with Gamos, I assume. We're next to the door.
We're either scampering or Gamos can act as a roof for a bunch of people.
Yeah, Mithas will kind of like he's scampering towards the door, but he does kind of go underneath Gamos.
I love that.
Gamos is like there, like holding like the guarding against any of the falling bricks from the ceiling next to the door.
It's good.
Holding his shield high too.
Azaka will like scoop up Maddie and kind of run out as well.
Brett is going to use his wand of magic missiles and aim it right above him and shoot darts at bricks that fall on him. So they explode into little pieces.
You'll love it. Love to see it. I'm going to absolutely let you blow charges in that thing. Although they cannot be targeting non-creatures, as Magic Missile doesn't. But if you're just shooting it straight up in the air, why the hell not?
I was going to say, that feels like a good rule of cool.
It's just, I'm into it. A few things of note before we get to them. you all kind of start, getting pelted by at least small pieces of bricks, some of which are being exploded by Brett, by these magic missiles. Tiny and Zondala pretty well covered, though. I'm gonna give you, I'll give you a third of this, Dama. There you go, 2 points of
That's
damage. Brett, because they're being broken, you can take half. Oh, 6 still points damage. Brutal. And then what's interesting is Gamos, as you kind of hold up there, and Mythos dives kind of underneath you as you're scurrying towards the door. There's this like moment where Mythos is running, and you're like tall, but you're not hugely tall. It's like someone going underneath a horse, you know?
Yeah.
And like his back kind of like hits your underside, and it's probably uncomfortable for both of you in a weird way, but you've probably also done it before.
Yeah,
And
not the first time.
and for just a moment, it's like Gamos is riding on Mythos's back, just for like this moment, and the bricks that are falling just kind of like go around him and fall to the floor. And Gorm, what are you doing at the top of the
I'm getting out of dot. Well, first, I'm securing the 3 items, like slightly leaning forward so none of the bricks hit any of these things that I'm about to be buried with.
Yeah.
And I'm avoiding the trap steps and using my movement to get out of dodge.
Love it. As you run down the steps and out the door, you two will just get a little bit of damage. We'll give you, half. Oh, look at that. Brett gets unlucky. Maybe he got like a piece of brick to the eye, a small piece of brick to the eye or something. So yeah, as you guys are all running out of there with your gubbins, after a couple rounds, the bricks stop falling, as Tiny kind of thought they might from his very good perception check. And Gorm has some gubs in his mitts, and we'll probably just end it there. But I can give you what you've got, and I can also tell you that the dumb answer to all of this is to ride upon another creature, as if you were a crocodile being given a ride from a man. And none of the traps go off if you do those things. Or you can just treat them like have a rogue in the party. And
So if someone had ridden Gamos, he could have just strolled through everything.
Yeah.
The axe beak, is that why the axe beak was there?
Hold on.
Yeah, the axe.
Does that mean Zendala didn't take any damage because her dragon would be on her shoulders?
No, she actually would have left Summerwise at the front. And she was walking in the very back, so she never had any worry of taking any damage, really. If she would have gone first with Summer, then maybe, but she's not gonna take her less than 10 hit points companion into a death trap after reading someone died in there. But yeah, it's that's it. That's the trick. I figured you guys would want to know after you've cleared it. I don't know of anyone that would figure that shit out. It is wild. Like maybe if you were like had a party like that was like maybe if you had a really tiny like a goblin in your party that loved to ride on Gomos's back or something.
It would have to have been something like that.
That would be hilarious because literally none of the traps go off if you're riding someone. And that's the only
we just had some smarter people in our party to figure
That
that
too.
out.
Sure. Who's to say? Because you could have found those traps and stuff like with perception checks and all those things, but more difficult, obviously, to do so. Oh, man.
So what do we get?
So there's some things that you have. So you have this jug. This jug that has all these etchings and like designs with this motif of the crocodile and being given the ride by the man and vice versa. And then there's this small figurine, this jade figurine of a crocodile, along with this like cloak that has also looks like a crocodile. It's got scales and like this, like the hood is like a crocodile, cool ass hood. It's very cool. Let's first chat about what the plan is. It was almost night by the time you arrived here. And after kind of looking around this place and after the stuff has fallen and you have secured these items, it seems to kind of quell and stop. And you've kind of figured out how to avoid setting these traps off, and you've stopped some of them. So Azaka would tell you like this place is probably one of the like safer places as far as the fact that it has 4 walls. Or we could go camp somewhere outside. Or we could get in the canoes and go a few miles down the river or something, or back up, either way. So you kind of have some options for the evening. But that's kind of like up to y'all what you want to do.
I'd say we stay here.
I think any here is good.
I'm cool for staying at the camp / temple.
Yeah. Excuse me. So either way, probably sticking around the campfire just is the plan. Butte. Okay. Does anyone have identify? I don't know if this. She does.
Oh, I'll be taking it next time.
I do have speak to animals.
You have speak to statues of crocodile. Zendala cannot identify. But I don't know if any of them are attunement. How about I give you some luck rolls? Let's see if there are any of them are attunement. I don't think they are. One might be. One might be attunement, so you'll be able to figure that one out. If I'm not mistaken. I think this one is. Is it might be pinned? Please. No. Oh, it's not. Okay, so none of them are attunement items.
Sweet.
All right, then we'll just,
In the
trial and error.
Yeah. Wow. So give me Arcana checks from your best Arcanist that you got. And if
+2.
That's better than I thought.
could be worse.
I'm 0.
Give me a second there.
Nate, do it.
Zendala might have.
I've
something.
lost my character sheet again.
Oh,
Here it
Zendala
is,
is
hold on.
actually good at Arcana if you want her to do it.
Yeah, let's have her weigh in. It
Well,
cannot.
from the group, I'll give you one more, and then we'll roll 3 Zendalas and see if she can help out. So give me one more just for fun. So let's see how good you guys are tonight. Cool. So as you
It's
guys
just
are
gonna get
looking them
worse.
over, you call Zendala to come over and look at them, and she does have decent Arcana. Let's see if she knows what any of these things are. Likelihood. 22, 22, and 26. So
Plus
Zendala
7.
decent Arcana with a plus.
She's pretty good at Arcana. So Zendala doesn't know the specifics, but she knows of things that these kind of remind her. These kind of look like. The first, she does not know what the jug is. That is a strange looking thing that looks very specific to this place. She's not really sure about that one. The second is this cloak. She does have an inkling that someone should maybe try it on. And
I was gonna say, Tiny would be interested in the cloak.
I'll model it for her.
Animals.
Yeah, so she kind of thinks it's some type of cloak of crocodile rock, something like that. And I will just go ahead and tell you. It is a cloak of the manta ray, but it is a cloak of the crocodile. So it works as a cloak of the manta ray, which while wearing this cloak with its hood up, you can breathe underwater and you have a swim speed of 60 feet.
That's cool.
Cloak of the crocodile. But if you're looking for it in the compendium, it's the cloak of the manta ray. It's the official D&D thing. The last with the 26. She's familiar with figurines of wondrous power. This is either a regular old statue or more likely a figurine of wondrous power, which this is, if you search that, it is the equivalent of an ivory goat statue, but it is a crocodile, and it is equivalent of the goat of travail. Again, substitute crocodile for goat. The crocodile of travail becomes a giant crocodile for up to 3 hours. Once it has been used, it can't be used again until 30 days have passed.
Cool.
And then, yeah, she doesn't know what that thing is. So yeah, we can talk about the jug next time.
Cool.
See if somebody can figure it out. 22 is not enough.
Dang.
Well, worst case, they're worth something.
I be crocodile.
And there's a pair of Crocs.
Of course.
They look very comfortable.
Party Croc is in the house tonight.